What's up, everybody? My name is Vincent. Welcome to Cryptolution, where we talk about everything under the moon in the crypto universe. Today's Monday, February 23rd. Now, we have to talk about DOG's resilience and dominance. What do I mean by that? As you know, DOG has actually, in dominance, been surpassing and extending its lead against Bitcoin and especially blue chip meme coins. So we're going to look at how DOG is outperforming these specific tokens by Satoshi value and USD value. I'm going to share with you who's been buying these dips and why the floor of DOG has been doing so well, even though Bitcoin experienced a massive pullback up to 5% to the downside, which is quite massive. And what happened as a result? The crypto market, especially meme coins, took a heavy dip, but not DOG Bitcoin. So let's cover it in this video, and I'll explain it all really quickly. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join us on X. Please be careful with any scammers down in the comments below. I'll never reach out via WhatsApp, Telegram, direct messaging, or email. So please be careful and invest safely. Guys and girls, let's get right into it. So DOG right now is down around 2.69% over the past 24 hours. Now, obviously, that's due to Bitcoin. Look at what Bitcoin did. So Bitcoin just within the past 24 hours dipped to around $64,000. So yesterday, it was roughly around, I believe, 67. Yes, 67,000 US dollars. So that was a massive dip. We saw this huge sharp correction. And when that sharp correction did occur, you know that meme coins took a heavy hit from that. Now let's look into the meme coin sector. When we scroll down over the past 24 hours, you can see that SPX 6900 dropped a lot by down 11%. Farcoin down 15%. Pudgy Penguins down 2.22%. DOG Bitcoin down 2.7%. And if we want to really focus on something, let's focus on the 7-day, not the 24 hours. On the 7-day, DOG is only down 5.45%. Look at Farcoin, down 24, DOG WIFAT, down 12, SPX, down 13, Floki, down 11, Pudgy Penguins, down 10%, Bonk, down 9%. So you pretty much get the drift. You see that some of these meme coins are pretty down massively, but not DOG Bitcoin. I do need to remind everybody why we may not be seeing DOG dip as much as these other meme coins. Well, you already know that after the October 10th crash, market makers got wiped out. And when market makers get wiped out, they also have to cover their losses by selling some of those assets that they were supporting to those tier 1 exchanges. So most of these meme coins that you see right now, this is an updated diagram, aka chart, of all the meme coins based on their market cap and to the value of their chain. So if it's Solana and Ethereum or Bitcoin. Now, what have you noticed? DOG only has one tier 1, which is Kraken. But all the other meme coins, which are these green check marks, have multiple tier 1 exchanges. And because of that, the market makers, since they got wiped out on October 10th, it's really hard for them, the market makers, to come back to save the day because since they had to cover their losses, they had to find some way to make money. So unfortunately, they had to liquidate all their positions with all these other meme coins. So that's the advantage of DOG not having to pay market makers, to not having to pay listing fees, because that is pretty much artificial and fake trading volume. That isn't really organic community. Because DOG has been able to sustain itself above 90 million market cap ever since October 10th, ever since January 1st of 2026, just goes to show that this is the secret to free and fair fundamentals. And that's why you saw DOG, along with other meme coins within the Bitcoin meme coin sector, outperform over the weekend against all of these other bundles on Kraken FX. Now, I briefly want to just talk about this real quick, which is some people have been wondering, what is this BIP-110? Well, just to kind of dumb it down, it's basically a small percentage of Bitcoin not people. Bitcoin nots are people that consider runes and also Ordinals spam. So these are Bitcoin purists. I wouldn't really call them maxis, but they're kind of like a cult within themselves. So Bitcoin Knots is like this other group of people that want to fork Bitcoin into a non-spam ecosystem. And then there's even a smaller percentage of these Bitcoin Knots people that want to propose BIP-110, which is a different fork. So these forks basically want to get people away from validating the network to validate ordinals and runes, aka spam, and go into something that's more purist to Bitcoin. But unfortunately, when this launched, we saw that BIP-110 had no traction, had no miners supporting it, compared to up top, say for instance with BIP-9, this is just a comparison, which segment saw over around 451 signal clean blocks just before the convergence, just some context. And so here's a little bit of a side-by-side view of Ordinals and Runes activity compared to the activity on BIP-110. So on the right is Ordinals and Runes. A lot of blocks, a lot of activity. And then when you look on the left, which is BIP-110, there's nothing. Again, this is just showing you that Ordinals and Runes continue to be attacked left, right, and center from all different angles. But in the end, over the past 3 years, there have been so many things thrown at Ordinals and Runes, and it still wins in the end. It always prevails in the end. And that's good. You need to actually have people who oppose the idea of Ordinals and Runes just to battle test it to make sure that it's fundamentally sound, that's going to be around for a while. And it's done quite well so far. Now, I want to quickly look over the dog Bitcoin value breakdown. So this allows you to understand how many dog you actually need to have in your portfolio and what that will be worth based on the market cap of each milestone that we reach. So if you say, for instance, have around 4 million dog, well, when dog Bitcoin's market cap reaches $1 billion, that would be roughly around 42,000 US dollars. And you can imagine doing the math where if it were to reach around $10 billion, then that 4 million dog tokens would be roughly worth 424,000 US dollars. So feel free to pause the video, look at this diagram if you want to figure out how many dog tokens you need and what milestone you believe dog will reach this year or next year. So it's now time to highlight many of the dog holders that really accumulated over the weekend. And this is another reason why dog has actually been able to sustain such great floors, because when you have a free and fair fundamentals, which was a free and fair airdrop, that means there's less likely big whales or KOLs or insider trading. Because that's all been eliminated, really the only thing that we fear is market makers. These market makers are provided by centralized exchanges such as Gate.io. So what happens is you see that the dog army really dollar cost averages or dog cost average to outbeat and outpace those market makers to provide more balance into favor of the retail. So you have Hova Beta, Natinos, Dog Holler, we have Trucker, Chucky, Hillbilly. We also have Caro, Dog Sack, Dog Holler, Crypto Grassman. Next up we have Keys, Six Love. We also have COEUR, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, Crypto Mama. And then we also have Frederick, Mr. Bunda, Bitmax, Cholo, and Dog Holler again. Now, let's talk about what's going on in Kraken, because if you don't know, there is a 3% match. So basically, however much funds you deposit, it doesn't actually just have to be dog, it could be Mem or any other meme coin or whatever pretty much Kraken supports. They will match you by 3%. So say for instance, what I've done and I decided to do, you don't have to do this, but this is what I decided to do. I've taken all my dog from the multiple different ledgers that I have from cold storage and I put it into Kraken. And so the reason I did that is because I'm going to earn 3% interest from that. Now, it's not staking. That's the difference. Staking involves you locking your funds for a certain period of time and you cannot withdraw those funds. So this is a little different where when you deposit your dog or Bitcoin or whatever you want into Kraken, they will match that 3% in value. And that also can be traded within the app. So you can either buy, sell, trade, whatever you want, as long as those funds stay in the app. Now, here's the thing that you need to know, and you got to read the details, right? It's not just like, oh, they're just going to send you money right away. So the deposits and bonus can be used to buy, sell, trade, convert immediately. But this is what you need to read in the fine print. You need to hold these funds into Kraken for 18 months. And the 3% bonus that you would be getting from this will be applied, deposited to your account only 14 days after the promotion ending. So that's just something that you need to read in the fine print, all right? And you can find this tab in your mobile app, which is this right here. But again, the reason I trust Kraken is because Kraken has been here since 2011, is one of the leading crypto exchanges in the world. And I understand that people in the comments are going to say, not your keys, not your crypto. I totally get that. Because when a centralized exchange holds your crypto, then technically you don't actually own it anymore. But the thing is, if I'm not doing anything with my dog and I trust Kraken to be solvent and not insolvent, and that their leaders like Arjun Sethi continue to support and advocate, not just for like dog, but also through Congress for the market structure bill, for the Clarity Act, then I really do believe that Kraken, to me, is one of the most trustworthy exchanges out there. And their customer service, to me, in my personal opinion, has been great. And if anything, if say for instance something happens in the macro landscape and Kraken looks like it's going to cripple from this news, whatever it is, if it's war, if it's some crackdown, I don't even know, then easily I can take out my funds because there's no lockup period like staking. So that's just something I want to share with you. It's optional. You don't have to do this. It's just something that I'm doing right now. Now let's talk about how dog is outperforming Bitcoin and prominent blue chip meme coins. This is very important. So as I mentioned, Bitcoin dropped 5%. Remember, from 67,000 to 64,000. That's a huge drop, to around 5% to the downside. So what I noticed when I looked into Bitcoin, it only dropped 3.43%. Now, as we remember, when Bitcoin takes a massive dip, every altcoin and meme coin takes even a harder dip. And that's why we looked at the 7-day percentage change with all those other meme coins. You saw that Dog didn't really change that much. So let's look at Bitcoin compared to Dog. So Bitcoin on January 1st of 2026, you saw that Dog Bitcoin in Satoshi value was actually up 35% as of today. So ever since January 1st, Dog and Satoshi value has outpaced Bitcoin. So if you just had your Satoshis from Bitcoin over to Dog, you wouldn't actually be losing money. You'd actually be up 35%. Think of it like that. Now let's compare Dog to blue chip meme coins. We're going to look at SPX 6900 and Pengu during the 1010 flash crash, which, by the way, is related to Binance. So after there was a software glitch on Binance, market makers got wiped out, but also meme coins got wiped out as well by almost like close to 30 to even 70%, depending on which meme coin that you were looking at. So ever since then, what have you noticed about Dog Bitcoin as of today? So apparently Dog compared to SPX 6900 in USD value, Dog is up 161%. So if you just had your US dollars from SPX 6900, switched it over to Dog right here on 1010, then you would be up as of today 161%. Now let's look at Dog compared to Pengu. Okay, if you had your USD value from Pengu into Dog into the 1010 crash, you would be literally up 132% as of this morning. And I just checked today. Looks like Dog actually extended its lead against SPX 6900 because, as you saw, SPX dropped an additional 11%, while Dog, at the time that I screenshot this, was only down roughly less than 1%. Now, whenever I see the price of Dog dipping to levels like this, notice that Gate.io, their market makers, and potentially some leverage traders or retail traders trying to buy the dip, having their limit orders set, are buying Dog on a max level on Gate.io. As you can see, are up to over 80%. So to me, this is what Gate.io and its bot market makers, or maybe retail, is trying to do. They want to buy as much as they can now so that when the price of Dog goes up, they're going to dump in little intervals every step at a time. So you don't want that to happen, but that's why we see Dog Army Retail buying as much Dog as they can on the dips, because it removes leverage from Gate.io. So nothing has really changed in terms of charting analysis. Remember, we're in stagnation. We're just trading sideways, nothing really going on. Now, before we close it off, I do want to point out one thing that's really interesting. If we go to trading view over here, what have you noticed about the 200-day moving average? It's still continuing to drop. And the 50-day moving average has curved downwards, meaning this could take a little longer for the 50-day into 200-day moving average line to cross, because when that does happen, it forms a golden cross, because back here was a death cross. Death cross means that the price is going to go down, giving you early signals that we're in an early bear trend. But once we see a golden cross, which is when the 250-day cross, then that means there's a reversal giving you an early signal that we're going to be in a bull trend. So that's just something I want to share with you. But until then, I just want to let you know, obviously, I'm very bullish on Bitcoin. I'm bullish on the community, because what I see every single day is that everybody in the Dog Army is buying as much as they can. This is a different type of mentality that no other community right now is operating on. It's God level mode. It's literally max buying mode. And all these people know buying Dog right now is like buying Bitcoin in the early days. Nobody really believes it. Nobody really understands it. But that's the 1% that did their research. The 99% will always chase the pumps. It happens every single time. Until then, you're going to see volatility across the board, because there's a lot going on right now that I have not mentioned in this video, but I just want to focus on Dog as of today. So let me know your thoughts down below. Are you Dog cost averaging? Where do you think your portfolio stands in terms of how many Dog tokens you have, and where that's going to be, and how much is going to be worth once we hit $1 to $20 billion market cap? So by supporting the channel, please smash up the like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join us on X to receive all of our alpha calls and updates regarding Dog and the Moon. Till then, see you guys, girls, next time.